Hello, my name is Christina from The Turned Leg. I love to salvage, repurpose, and create and help others to do the same. I have been in an antique mall, Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall in Lincoln Park, Michigan for over 6 years, and I have learned a lot. Many of you have been contacting me with more information about how to start a booth, or you have lots of questions about how I organize and set up my booth. So I thought it would be important to kind of get you some booth 101. Even if you already have an antique booth, I feel that a lot of this information is still really important. It's a good little checklist that you can go through to make sure that you're on track. The first thing you want to do if you're considering moving your hobby into an antique mall or a craft mall or even a boutique shop is you really have to decide, will this work? Do you 100% love doing this? Because you're going to be doing it a lot. You really have to love what you're getting into because it's not all hearts and flowers all of the time. What I highly recommend you do is practice. Maybe set up a practice shop. Before I began my booth, I had a garage sale in my mother's barn. We called it the barn sale. It was during her street sale in her neighborhood, and it was a very popular event. And I transformed the barn into a little shop and called it the Turn Legs Barn Sale. During that time, I not only got feedback about products that I was offering, but I was able to collect email lists and numbers and contact information and start to grow my business. I also found out that people liked what I had, so it was all good. I also learned the down and dirty about setting up because my mom's garage was quite large and I wanted it to look pretty. So I learned a lot. I highly recommend, even if you have a garage sale or a home sale or could do a market, start small, see if you really want to get into what you're getting into. You've decided it'll work. You've decided you love doing it, even run through a practice. The next thing you need to do is you need to decide where you're going to be located. And this is a huge decision. Do not rush yourself. Also, check out every possible location within your area. One thing I will tell you is think close. The closer, the better. A person that goes to their booth at least once a week, if not more often, is gonna have more sales. It's called fluffing your booth. Making it look pretty and nice will help so much. So keep in mind location because you're gonna be driving there a lot. As I said, go visit places, but while you're there, do some secret shopping, walk around, pretend you're a customer. Take a look at how the booths are set up. Maybe gather some contact information, or if any of the dealers are in there working their booth, talk to them. Ask them what they think of the place. Ask them how their sales are. Ask them if they can give you any advice. Also, make sure you go up to the front desk and talk to them about availability. See if you can get a copy of their agreement that you would be signing so you can read it over. That way there's no pressure. It's amazing all of the extras and fees that are included in that agreement. Some put in an advertising fee. Some have credit card fees. Some take a percentage of your sales on top of your booth rent. Some places will allow you to work to offset those costs. Other places require you to work. So really find out what you're getting into and if it's going to be feasible for you. Number 3 is space. You want to know what you're getting into. I know you really want big, but I highly recommend when you're first starting out to start kind of small. You can always grow and expand as you improve. I started off with an 8x10 booth at Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall, and I thought the booth was way too small for me at the time. Little did I realize I hardly had any stuff to put in it, and so initially I really learned a lot about stocking my booth and how to make sure I had lots of items in there to make the most sales. One of the most important things when choosing your space is finding out what is included. You can get a display case or you can get a booth space, and the size of the booth spaces range. Also, the amenities range too. Consider walls or no walls. A lot of places, the walls are already in place, but in some of them, the dealers take the walls with them when they move out, and you have to construct everything yourself. So keep that in mind. When you get your booth space, you don't show up somewhere and go, where are all the walls? It's really important. My first booth started off with walls, with pegboard, which of course I hated initially because it wasn't pretty enough. But you know what? Pegboard really can be your friend because you can hang so many things on that pegboard. So frankly, if you're starting out, walls, I think, are really important. Get a booth with walls if at all possible. Also, do you have lighting? You will not believe how much lights can help you sell. So make sure, if at all possible, you can also get electricity at your spot. It really will make the difference and help to make your booth stand out. Also, when can you set it up? A few places that I was really interested in putting my items would only allow me to set up on certain days and times. And since I'm a full-time teacher, that really didn't work for me. I really needed a place that could be a little bit more flexible with me setting up my booth. And actually, over the years, I've worked with the owner of the antique mall to find a good time that works for both of us. Now, you really need to trust your gut on your decision. It will be probably one of the scariest decisions you ever make. Although I knew in my gut that having this business was exactly where I needed to be and it was the next step, I was scared to death. And that's normal. One of the things you can do to help offset all of that fear is, once you know, make your decision and then start researching. Check out blogs. There's a blog that I know is no longer up and running, but I believe old copies are still saved, called Booth Crush, and I'll put the link in the description below, that really helped me a lot initially with articles and checklists and things to help me get started. I also found Pinterest to be my friend. Lots of displays, setup, and good ideas. You can also follow me on Pinterest, The Turned Leg. I have a bunch of boards dedicated to display and setting up a booth that you might find helpful. And then last but not least, now that you've got a location, you've made a decision, you need to be a business, not just pretend. You need to find out all the legal, all the tax information for your area, get yourself a bank account, and get yourself a business card. Even if you change your name down the road, you gotta get started so that you are official from the beginning. One of the first things you should do is get a name and register your business. I went through a lawyer and I opened up an LLC. You have to invest if you're gonna be a business, and you need to set up your company. You also wanna check the tax laws in your area. Is the antique mall gonna be paying your sales tax, or are you gonna be responsible for? Every state is different. Some states require you, if you are going to be a dealer, that you must have a license. So you need to figure out what is best for you. I'm in Michigan, And for me, it was pretty simple. With the help of an attorney and a few other dealer experts, I found out everything I needed to do to get myself started. Your antique mall should also be able to assist you with what you need to get started as a business. It's really important to go in as a business, not just pretending to be a business. Don't forget to set up a business banking account. That is also really important. You don't want to be muddying the water between your personal account and your business account. It's much better, especially for taxes and as your business grows, to have separate accounts from the very beginning. I also recommend you at least pick one social media and set up a business account. Whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you really should start something up. It's free advertising for you, and there's lots of YouTube videos and tips and tricks on how to do that. If you would like more help from me or have any questions, please comment down below. I'll be happy to help you too, and maybe we'll make another video in the future to assist you more. You also want to make sure that you get a business card. Remember, if you don't like your name down the road, you can change it. You can also change your logo and your business cards and all those things as you grow and evolve. I did. So it's really not a big deal, but it's important you have a card for your business because you can give it to people. It's amazing how many customers I've gotten just because I have a business card in my wallet and I'm talking to somebody and they say, "Oh, really? Do you have a card?" Make sure to have a card to get you started. I know this is all overwhelming and there is so much more that I need to share with you, and I hope to do it in future videos, but I think it's really important to kind of chunk out the information and not overwhelm you. Good luck in starting your booth and your space. I wish you all the very best. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me to continue to teach others how to salvage, repurpose, and create.